All right, so for rules, one of the rules I suggest for most of my clients is to eliminate furniture for 30 days.
Oh, wow.
For dogs, the higher they sit, the more rank or status they have amongst their peers. So if we let, especially in your case, your dogs sit at the same height, you're saying we're peers. Now in this situation, I think I'm peer with one of my guardians and the other one I think is subordinate to me. So you mentioned that she growled at you at times when she's on top of the couch and you approach her.
Right.
So she's in a position of status, and then you approach her, she growls, and a growl is a disagreement. A lot of people misinterpret it as aggressive. It's a warning. I mean, it's actually the opposite of aggression because it's actually saying, hey, leave me alone. Or give me some space, or I disagree with what you're doing. You also mentioned that people who get up, the dog, she likes to nip their heels from behind, and that's typically a corrective interaction for dogs. So what I would suggest is for 30 days, no furniture. For her, it might actually be longer than that, but usually for the first couple days, they're going to protest and try to continue to get up on the couch. Now usually what they do is they sit in front of the chair or the couch, and it's kind of that version of what they say in the weddings. As if you don't want me on the couch, speak now or forever hold your peace. You don't say anything, then she jumps up. Does she pause, or does she just go up right away?
She just goes up.
Okay, so she doesn't even hesitate. So that, again, indicates to me that she thinks she's the same position. So for usually about a couple days, they usually keep on trying. And after a couple days, if you're consistent, then eventually the dog says, okay, I understand, I'm not going to be allowed here. And then she will start going and using the dog bed. Usually dogs with a dog bed don't use as much because there's not much status because that's not as high as the furniture. So I'm going to show you an exercise here in a minute where we'll condition her to go there. Does she go there on command, or do you have to ask her multiple times?
No, I have to take her over there and point at it.
Okay, so we'll introduce some positive reinforcement and communicate that it's a good place to go. Now, once we eliminate the furniture, that's going to become more desirable because that gives her a little bit of status. Only a couple inches, but it gives her better than the 2 feet of status we get sitting on the couch. Now, after a month, and in this case, I wouldn't necessarily even do it a month. I would do it until she is no longer exhibiting these behaviors that you're talking about, the growling at you. After that point, then I would allow her on the furniture. If you decide, you might decide, you know what, this is a dog that is better off the furniture. But if you do decide that you want her to be back on the furniture, then I would say you're only allowed on the furniture with permission and only for good behavior. So if the dog is on the couch and married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I saw that.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
okay. So and the dog growls at your wife, then immediately she has to get down. So you can't allow that. Now, right? It would be better if you are correcting her because you're seen as more of a peer than you are right now.
Right.
So that.
Say that again.
So if the dog gets on the couch, I would like you to tell the dog to get off the couch rather than her initially, because she's already challenging her. We don't want things to spiral in the wrong direction. Now, after a couple of days when she's used to it, if you feel comfortable doing it, then but you have to be very confident and very assertive. If you're trepidatious, the dog will sense that you're not and is not going to listen. Now, after, like I said, after 30 days, only with permission per incident and only for good behavior. And anytime it's showing any sort of negative interaction with a person, then that is not a situation where I would want to invite the dog out.
Right.
Okay.